All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Now it's time for FAQs with Cindy Byler.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
I could have actually introed that a little bit better, but whatever. We're all growing. We're all getting better in some form or fashion. All right, Cindy, let's do this. Okay, so first question, Cindy. If you could only choose one real estate strategy, what would it be?
I think it's the strategy that I'm doing now. I feel like that's an easy out, but for me, it's the Burr method because it's very much active. It's not really passive in this season, but because it allows for cash flow, I'm in it for the long term. And then it also allows for that adding value aspect because it requires you to add value to the property, force appreciation, and you're helping distressed sellers oftentimes. You're looking for those big deals and you can be a professional problem solver. And it's just, I just love the method altogether.
I like it. Next question. Do I need a real estate agent to purchase an investment property?
No, you do not. In fact, I've done quite a few deals without them. You do not need a real estate agent. They're very much kind of the middleman when it comes to on-market properties. But if you're looking for off-market properties, I actually encourage you to have a conversation with the owner because that allows you to get to know them as a person, what their motivations are, if they have a problem, how you can solve it, and how you can better serve them. I have yet to have a deal that there was any buyer's remorse at all. So you do not need a realtor. I would suggest that you do get a lawyer involved if you don't know what you're doing.
Might be wise.
Yeah, have that part covered. But I've done it many times.
Fantastic. All right, next question. How do you find the right tenant for your investment property?
This one can be hard and tough. You sort of have to develop the sixth sense of knowing who is right, who is not, some red flags. One of the red flags that I have learned over the last couple of years is if somebody is offering to pay ahead on their rent, proceed with caution. One of my only problem tenants, and I'm putting that lightly, paid ahead. And then also if they are an issue and they've paid ahead, then it can be harder to evict them. So I guess I should keep going on. Get to know them. Ask about their background. Ask about their family. After having like a good conversation with them, just trust your gut.
That's great advice. That's really, really good advice. Okay, so we're going to go on to question number 4. Do you need a home inspection when purchasing your investment property?
If you are inexperienced, I would highly suggest getting a home inspector. That could save you a lot of money in the long run. I will say as a caveat, as a Burr investor, you're not going to have the perfect home. Do not approach this in a way that you're living in it. You want to bring it to that standard, of course, but there are going to be issues. Definitely look at the big capital expenditures, put that in your underwriting, talk to other real estate investors who have done this before, ask them what you need to include when you're thinking this through, some things that you should look for, because at the end of the day, you need to take extreme ownership. Even if you do have a home inspector there, I would suggest going along with a home inspector and seeing what they're looking at and how they're inspecting the home. Some regions have particular issues than others. Like, for example, termites are more prevalent in parts of the U.S. than others. Just go along with them and figure out what they're looking for. And then eventually, after a few times, then maybe you can downgrade a little bit and bring a contractor along and go from there.
Love it. Last question. What are your rules, and let's make this specific, what are your rules for Burr investing, and can you explain those rules?
What are my rules for Burr investing? Well, the number one rule, and I mentioned this earlier, is we are looking for win-win situations. I never want to put my seller in a position where they feel like they're being taken advantage of.
Nice.
I believe that there are plenty of ways to make sure that everyone is taken care of and you still get a deal on the other end. I will admit my market is easier to make that happen, but definitely look for the win-win situation. Everybody talks about the 1% rule. You can start there, but again, that's not a blanket rule either. In my market, that's a bad deal. I'm going for 2 to 3%. So definitely know your criteria as well. And then also for me, I want to be adding value. I want to force that appreciation so that when the appraiser comes, that we're going to get a really good appraisal. And I would also go as far as suggesting you come prepared and you have documentation for that appraiser with everything you've done to it. Get them pumped up to see your awesome project that you've just spent months on. And I think that will serve you well.
Let me get a pow pow for Cindy. Cindy, thank you so much. That's it for FAQ, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not checked out, make sure you go check out Cindy's episode. Go check out every episode with the AWAM crew. I'm assuring you and I'm promising you right now, if you don't get something out of there, feel free to DM me and tell me you didn't. I'll probably tell you you're lying and tell you to go back again, but you will be able to DM me and fuss at me. All right, so we got to go for now. We'll see you guys next time.